We're at a really big deal point because we now know how to construct the graphs of exponential power and sine functions. And these functions form a mathematical basis of the class of elementary functions. And elementary functions are all the functions most people ever need or study. Although if you go into a highly mathematical field along about your junior and senior year, you do develop a whole series of new functions that but usually solutions to differential equations required for all kinds of different purposes that I'm not going to get into here. But the elementary functions are practically all the functions. They're all the functions you're going to study when you study calculus, all the way up through differential equations, although at some point in the differential equations course, you begin to see some mention of other functions, Bessel functions, and so forth. Another thing is, what do I mean by mathematical basis? I simply mean that if you combine these three functions by simple arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, or by composition, and find their inverses and combine those similarly with the original functions and other inverses, you get all the elementary functions. The cosine function, well, and there are other operations, the operations of shifting a graph right or left. Okay, and that's simply a matter of replacing the variable by some other variable. So that's actually a composite operation. For example, the cosine function has a graph that's obtained very easily by just shifting the sine function one unit to the left. So with these and many other examples, and we aren't going into the whole theory of this, but once you've had a calculus course, you'll understand how it all works. If you've had a good calculus course and if you understand this classification, you'll see how all the elementary functions are constructed and how they're constructed just from these three. Anything that you construct from these three using those operations is an elementary function, and every elementary function is constructible by some combination of these three. It's a very big deal. You don't need to completely understand that now, but it's a good idea to kind of keep it in mind and understand the mathematical profundity of this model. At least understand that this is quite mathematically profound.